which we're going to start things off with the Nightmare Series finale. And this was actually the first first match of the evening. Just given the way the brackets broke down, we saw Izzy versus K7 Showoff meeting early on, which was a little bit of a wild occurrence. Not expected to see some of the top monsters playing it out. In fact, Izzy makes it all the way to the grand finals. K7 is a reigning champion, but he ends up going 0-2 in this tournament. I guess that's maybe giving it away too much because we know the results, but whatever. Still figuring it out, still learning, so let's hop into it. First things first, though, I don't know how the audio is. The idea is I'm supposed to be louder than the game and the commentators, so I'm the main voice here, but you guys should hopefully be able to hear the subtleness of the game if I'm not talking while it's going on, and then underneath that, if I've paused it and I also decide to pause and not talk, there should be some Doom music playing or some shit, but hopefully I don't hook up the dead air. Let's get into it, though. Right now, we're just on character select screen, so one of the things to note, I guess, character select screen before we hop in, is Izzy's running his Rain, and that was what he ran through a lot of the tournament. K7, who we've been seeing playing Rain as well, he's not fucking around out of the gate. Immediately goes in for Sub-Zero, which there's two sides to this coin. Side one, K7 knows Sub-Zero very well. It's his best character, has the most success on it, but Izzy is also Sub-Zero main, so that familiarity is definitely going to be coming up. I'm sure I'm actually probably saying the same dumb shit as well right now, but let's see. So opening move, you see right away, Izzy jumps to the sky, and he goes in with the lightning, the quantum slice. That is the very first thing that he's going to do, is hop up and away. There's next to jumping back at match start, very few characters can actually blatantly deal with that. Jumping forward, different story, but jumping away from your opponent, that basically lets you, for the most part, do it for free. I'm thinking, at best, maybe K7 could have done instant back 2, and it might have caught him, but the spacing at the match start might actually be too far away. I'm not even sure if that would catch. Things like Jade's pull, they're just not going to really cover that range right here that you might need if you're doing it from where you stand. And even here, what is K7's opening move? I think he dashes up. Yeah, so K7's first thing is to dash up and then down 4. So he still has to move. Exactly, yeah, True Swagster, you're right. Kano players, I mean, what they do is they jump up here to the safety of back here, where most players can't touch them, and then they just watch and they wait. Oh, did you push a button? Did you jump with me? Kano ball gets the hit, guaranteed. If you don't do anything, if you stand your ground, then the Kano player typically will just jump back. Now he's got space between you and him, and he can start putting knives on the table, throwing a Molotov. He can kind of get the Vegemite buff up. Like, Kano is able to freely hop up into the air, threaten with the Kano ball, but he doesn't have to do it, and then kind of leave it in your court. And I think that's exactly what Izzy's going for. He sees some movement, immediately goes in with the quantum slice, doesn't end up catching because of Sub-Zero going to the ground and all that shit, but the key thing to also note is that Izzy also just amplifies it immediately, keeps it safe. So Izzy's plan from the outset was, I'm going to take to the sky where I can't be touched, and I'm just going to come swinging in with this quantum slice to see if I can get any hits. And even now, he's still just jumping all over the place. So the other thing, too, about Izzy's build is that Quantum Rift. Izzy is doing a very Quantum Rift, Quantum Slice heavy build. So Quantum Slice has a crushing blow on it, but you only get it if you have the Rift and you absorb 2 projectiles. So this has been Izzy's build, which has kind of been flying in the face of what everybody else has said is the best build, which is all the Hydro Boost builds. I think it's fallen off, but I know, like, day one, people were messing around with the Water Ball builds. I believe that one of the Condiment Brothers is still a fan of the Lightning Rain that you summon down, or the Purple Pain, I believe it's called. But Izzy's build is all about the Quantum Rift. He can also do it from the air, which is what the other ability is, and then the Quantum Slice for getting that crushing blow. So he's going to be putting up these reflective, or these projectile absorbing barriers quite often. And then, of course, K7 is going straight in with some normal stuff, and there it is again, that jump back into the Quantum Slice. And it's really, like, it's air superiority. There's not much you can do about it. Although there, I like what K7 did. You see, Izzy takes to the sky, and as soon as he jumps up, K7's backing off. He's letting this be an empty jump or whatever. It looks like Izzy actually ended up pushing a button, and because he swung in the air, you actually can't block immediately when you land. There's a little bit of a delay, and K7, one of the best at it, he's perfectly timed his sort of string to punish that jump in from Izzy, and he's going to cash this out on big damage. This is an easy hit confirm. He's got the rising ice. He's just going to go straight into it. Izzy breaks at the very end. Interesting choice to break at the end there. It means he ended up taking a lot of damage, but because he chose to do it at the slide, he was able to, it didn't end up being a punish, I don't believe, but he was able to sort of take a turn back. K7 was stuck in the recovery of the slide, and because he was stuck in the recovery of the slide, he wasn't able to really assault and pressure Izzy, and that gave Izzy the time to get the throw up there. And of course, throw full screen, set the rift up, and now it's back to that runaway game. And, you know, Izzy playing Rain, a big part of that is also the fact that he has access to some of the best movement in the game. Mobility tools aside, just his straight-up movement is really good. Here's the mix, though. Very nicely done by K7 once he's got him cornered. And that's going to be kind of the game plan. I like that Izzy's game plan was to get away from that scenario. I want to get out of the corner. That's exactly what he did. K7 hunts him right back down, really smartly, though. And there's that rift. That's one. I think that's the first projectile we've seen. So he still needs to get another one if we're going to see the crushing blow. Wow, I cannot believe the boldness of this. From full screen, almost, he goes up for a... Oh, whoops. I didn't want to do that. He goes up for a dash-in fatal blow. What a wild, wild decision to make. Oh, no, it's freaking out. Hold on. Hold on. I can fix this. All right, there, we're good. All right. So he just goes for just a wild dash-up fatal blow. If it would have hit, it would have killed. If it's blocked, actually didn't end up getting punished, but his life bar is so low that it's totally... I can see why players would sometimes opt for that kind of approach. Just spend the fatal blow. If you catch him, you win the game. If you get caught, it's kind of a whatever. All right, there's another rift up there. I think it's smart that K7 has been avoiding really feeding those rifts as well. The rift crushing blow is really, really good. I mean, it's no Sindel Scream, but it is incredibly powerful. You can combo into it on extensions as well, and if you couple it with his fatal blow, it's somewhere around like 45%. Okay, there he just ate another projectile. Yep, see my dumbass on the mic still calling it out as well. I think he's gonna survive this. Damn, see, I am on point with my past self. Yo, what's going on, Junkbox? Oh my god, did you see that? That was so clutch. K7 goes for the meaty jump in after fatal blow, and Izzy had the flawless block. He does not get the fatal blow, which would have killed. In fact, he went for an uppercut, which didn't even end up pinging the armor. That was an unfortunate little flub there for Izzy. And with K7 taking that first round, it's like dire situation. You gotta get this. The slide comes through, and K7 able to take game one. I think that's the thing that you'll see a lot as well, is the risk from the slide. It's 11 frames, it's fast. I think K7 is not a player you'll see do it often, but it's a risk he's willing to take. If you look at where the life bars are at, or the risk-reward, the risk or the reward by taking this risk is, I killed him. I take game one over Izzy. If he catches him, it's over. And the risk was, if it gets blocked, I may end up actually losing the round. But then we still go to a final round where K7 would still likely feel somewhat comfortable. So I like the idea of taking risks when you have a comfortable lead. And sometimes it pays off, sometimes it doesn't. I mean, arguably, that's what Izzy was kind of trying to do. He took a big risk. He didn't have the lead, but he was trying to take it, snag a lead with the risk of the fatal blow. All right, so back to character select. I want to say Izzy ends up toughing it out with Rain through and through the whole way. So I don't believe that there's any character switches from Izzy in this set. Some of the other sets we're going to go over today do have some change-ups in characters. But I want to say that Izzy pushed this one. I know K7 at the end, I believe, he also ends up switching. I think he tries to bust out his spawn at the end, but we'll see when we get there. This, honestly, I haven't watched this since it happened live, so I haven't gone back and looked at these. And there it is again. So immediately the same exact approach. Yo, what's going on, Slick Beats? Oh, I just muted this. Whoops. So the same exact approach. Game 1 rounds, or game 2 round start, jump back, He caught some kind of movement from K7, immediately go for the Quantum Slice. This time, it ends up connecting. In fact, if you look back, K7 did the same thing at the start of the round as well. Dash up, down 4. And Izzy's completely out of there. My top 5 to 7. After we do the set, I'll try to give a list. Or maybe between the matches. So Izzy goes off to the same exact start as usual, and he does the same thing again, where after he goes in for the Quantum Slice, he's just jumping all over the place, really trying to utilize the incredible coverage that Rain's jump kick has, where like a lot of jump kicks, it feels like because they stick their foot out, it feels like they might have like good range covering forward, but the active frames of the kick end up making it feel like if they're underneath you at all, you are going to hit them with that kick in some capacity. It's going to catch. And I think that is really, really powerful, and you'll see Rain players willing to put it out as a meaty a little bit more often because of how much coverage it's got. It probably has a lot more active frames. I don't actually know. I haven't looked at them, but it seems like it does. Yo, thank you so much for the follow. Yep. Glad you're having fun checking out some match analysis, but here we go. So Izzy still just jumping all over the place, and K7 starting to respect it. Fadeable now available, though, for K7. Sub-Zero becomes that much more deadly, and you're able even to convert off of those jump kicks, too. Ooh, smart use of the interactable. K7 follows him right out, though. Oh, and there, dude, jump kick into Quantum Slice even. And that on Amplify ends up being safe. Izzy had the meter to do it. This character has so much great mobility options, and Izzy taps into them so well. Even they're challenging the jump up from K7, like trying to meet him in the sky. Izzy is still able to maintain control. I think maybe the Qatar throw isn't his best projectile. I mean, it's an MK projectile, right? It's nothing to write home about, but it's it does what it needs to. Nice little damage setup there from K7. You see Izzy also waiting till the end of that combo to drop out of it again, just sort of trying to pick when specifically he's going to be kind of feeling the Oki pressure, or he'll be able to nullify it completely if he times it right, and he'll have the pressure. All right, another rift is up. And wow, did you see that fucking dash up? Look at how fast he just gets in there. I mean, he ate an ice ball once he did it, but he is so quickly in there. Yeah, you tell him past stream. So K7 hanging in there. He's trying to take a 2-0 lead right now over Izzy. Izzy still taken to the skies quite a bit. K7 even opts to start cashing out. And I think that's almost telling. You see K7 willing to cash out on that first time. He just needs to get this done. He wants to put Izzy down because he does not want to let Izzy start to turn up. I mean, Izzy is such a talented player that he can be incredibly deadly if he starts to hit his stride. So K7 cashing out as much damage as he can. Nice little neutral back and forth here. The jumps again, though, from Izzy. Uh-oh, that is unfortunate. This was such a good idea and call out from K7. He's throwing out that 6-framer. He catches him. He throws it out again. Even gets the anti-air, but for whatever bumfuck reason, the slide went underneath him. That's tough. I mean, he had the crushing blow already spent, so it couldn't have been crazy damage. That was huge. No forward 4. So here's the question I have. I don't know if the Sub-Zero players know. So Sub-Zero's armor break, is there any viability of it off of Rising Ice? Or is it just a don't even fucking bother? That is what I am curious of. Yeah, figured I'd give it a try, Zombie. I think it's a fun idea. It's different content to put out, so I don't know if Rising Ice can allow for an armor break, but right here, this was such a crucial decision that Izzy decided to armor break right here. I don't know if this looks like a position where Sub-Zero's able to get a forward 4 in there. I mean, he's still got to actually end up landing and shit or whatever. So I don't actually know. It doesn't seem to me, but maybe. I mean, he did get a standing 2 in there. And here we go. K7 is able to take a 2-0 lead over Izzy. And I guess, yeah, good job, past Dream Eater. Is that part of what's happening here? Is K7 kind of knows what's going on when it comes to what's it called? Rain. So, oh yeah, now I remember what happened. So Izzy switches over to Jackie Briggs. In the custom era, Jackie arguably got stronger, and Izzy, with such immense talent, one of the top players at being able to tap into that power, and he does a great job with just all around making upgraded next-gen Jackie look incredibly powerful. And he was doing it before the patch. He was messing around with this build in preparation for customs, and now that customs are here, it appears that NRS didn't make any changes to this, and this is a really strong build. So we'll see what Izzy's going to be doing now with this Jackie Briggs pick. The thing is, though, I mean, at K7, he's a competitive player. He knows how to deal with a Jackie before. In fact, he's got a whole fucking video on the internet of how to deal with Jackie. Check it out. K7's YouTube channel, How to Deal with Jackie. It might even be called How to Deal with Jackie. And so this is not something that is going to really be catching K7 off guard. If Izzy's going to win this, it's going to have to be solid play. And there it is right there. That was so well timed. That leap in. He gets to long distance here. Sets up the plasma, K7, and then just leaps in immediately. Yo, what's going on, Ovatsu? And then even gets a fire in the corner. So he's just locking K7 down on that. And then the offense doesn't become a case of, like, I need to hit you. I don't need to hit you. I just need to stop you from moving. I need you to stand still. And if I can force you to just sit there and hold block, even if I'm not hitting you, I'm still getting that damage. And I think that is the key element to the next-gen fire or plasma offense. Oh, dude, that is so big. That 9-frame mid from Jackie. Any kind of false move, you mistime your poke, and Jackie is just going to tear you apart for it. Nice anti-air, though, from K7. Izzy was perhaps getting a little jump happy there. And there's K7 also tapping out or cashing out as much damage as he can. He realizes, I think, that this is going to be a problem. Even there, that is a rare play from K7 to not hit confirm that ice ball. But it feels like there's a little bit of a scramble, some panic. K7 does not want to let Izzy get out of control. He's spending the crushing blows. He's doing everything he can to just shut this kid down. And Izzy is having none of it. He takes game number 1 for himself, or game number 3, I guess. His first game, though. And this is our first tournament of the match of the tournament for the finale. So neither of these players had played prior. We didn't have any previous like watching them play to know how either of them was playing. And with it being Izzy versus K7, it truly was a coin flip as to who was going to take it. K7, he's a Nightmare Series champ twice over. He is the Frosty champ. He is an intensely solid player in multiple aspects. And Izzy's the young prodigy. He's on the come up. He's got some really big finishes. Was able to, and has been able to really have some success in this game, particularly in the online era. You know, he's a 14-year-old kid. He's got plenty of time to focus on just grinding the game out and getting better and better. And he's been, it seems, doing just that. So this was truly a toss-up between these two. Any one of them could have taken this one home. But K7, I think this is concerning, is the switch over to Spawn from K7. No more confidence in his Sub-Zero play. Now, Izzy did win that 2 rounds straight. I don't necessarily know if it was so shutting down of K7's or Sub-Zero's game plan, though, that it warranted a blatant swap. But K7 feels the call of Spawn here instead. And he's going to be cashing out big damage numbers. Look at that, 33%. Didn't have any meter to go much further than that because he already spent a little bit of it on these fireballs, but that's what this character is going to be about. Big numbers. Look at this, though. Izzy's just not giving him any room. The other thing, too, is K7, you see him backing away. He wants to play at this more half or, like, quarter screen distance. He wants to play in the range where you're, like, that range that they're at right here, he does not want to be at. When she leaps in and closes that gap, him going in with this ends up putting him at the range he does not want to be. Because now you're in F3 range, you're in F1 range, you're in all of the normals range that Jackie has, which there's not a lot of range on them, but there is range on them. And Spawn has got insane range on his normal, so he's going to try to find his way to that sweet spot. Izzy's been doing a really good job of getting in. There he is again. Izzy is right in on top of him, and now K7's slower buttons mean it's going to be a lot harder for him to get started. You see him back away immediately on the knockdown. He's not trying to keep pressuring you. He's not even coming up for a throw. He's not going for any kind of meaty game. As soon as he gets this knockdown, K7's game plan, back it up. Back up, see what they do, get to chains range. Unfortunately, he actually throws the chain out and gets kicked out of it by Izzy because fucking Jackie. But I like the idea. He was looking to get back and then start harassing in that optimal spawn range. At least he's out of the corner, though. This is big where he can start trying to back away and put some distance between him and Jackie. Jackie can be an incredibly frustrating character if you let her in. Ooh, that could have been huge there for Izzy. No confirm. K7 does still have breakaway as well, although you have to consider that when we're talking about breakaway and Jackie damage, the breakaway doesn't come in until 20 to 30% has already been done. Oh, dude, is Izzy really going for this? The fatal blow. Jumping into fatal blow. I believe that K7 is going to survive this last kick here, but it is a dire situation, and with that plasma on the ground, he's in trouble. Yeah, that was good that he blocked it. If that would have gotten to hit the ground, he would have died. Like, if any of this plasma touches the ground... I don't actually know if he would have been able to kill anyway. So K7's idea here is absorb the fireball and then go through it and hit him. The problem is that in order to do that, K7 has to cross this fire right here that Jackie is on. And I have a feeling that even if this second plasma didn't come and hit him, that when he was zooming in, he would have stood in the fire too long. Because the crushing blow doesn't go off as soon as you grab her face. It's when she hits the ground. So he has to go in. He would immediately take 5 damage from going in. He's only got 5.5 health. Then he's got to grab her by the face, stand and leap into the air. And I think the time that it takes for him to get off of the ground into the air would have been enough time for that next damage tick to go over, and K7 would have died as well. I like the idea, but, you know, Izzy's got that Sunio special hanging out right underneath him here, and that means that you're just dead. Like, you actually are just dead. This was a guaranteed kill setup. So Izzy ties it up 2-2 here. And then we'll head into the final game between these two. And this is just our first match. We're going to do 3 more after this as well for analysis. But and K7 sticks with Spawn. So the main thing that K7 is going to want to be going for here then is more of jockeying for that optimal Spawn range. He wants to get into the range where the back 1 cape, where the standing 3 chains, where he can feel comfortable backing away or at least not have to worry about getting challenged by Jackie's normals. I mean, Jackie's got all these really great mids, but if you're not close enough to them, then who cares, right? Like, you're totally fine to, you know, do whatever. Oh man, look at this. Poor production value. All right, so there's the immediate break from Izzy. You have to do it. Spawn's got full bars of meter and a hit. If you have breakaway, Spawn is definitely one of those characters, much like Baraka, where it just is like the defensive meter is there. You better be breaking. Particularly this variation, he has the combo starter, which means he loses the armor break. There's no risk to breaking out, other than if you don't, you're about to eat 40%. Wow, did you see that? How quick was that? That was like a 30-second round here. And basically, once he locked him into the corner, K7 just, you know, he's sitting here bleeding out in the fire. He's not able to get anything started. You've got the optimal range now for Jackie with her faster and better normals. He tries for the throw, which, mind you, if you would have caught that throw, that was a forward throw out of the corner. That's a crushing blow. He's got fatal blow. He's also in the corner with the interactable, so he could have done a crazy, fucking crazy combo if he would have caught that throw crushing blow. Sadly, not going to happen, though. Izzy will take round 1 here. And now Izzy on the brink of a reverse 3-0. Ooh, big anti-air, but it just drops out afterward. That, I feel like, is probably one of the more heartbreaking things about fighting Jackie, is you have the right idea. You know, I think she's going to jump. Here she is. She's jumping. I hit her out of the air, and then I lose the rest of my conversion. And the thing is he wasn't going to finish that string. That was likely 1-1 canceled into something, which is why you see it stop dead after the second hit, because the second hit didn't hit anything, so it doesn't cancel into anything. If he would have even done 1-1-2, the third hit would have likely at least gotten that last splat. So that is unfortunate. K7 had some plans for that. All right, trying to get in there. Oh, wow. What an interrupt by Izzy. He delays the amplify on the fireball, or maybe that was as fast as you can do it. I don't actually know. But that little gap between the normal fireball, which Izzy neutral ducks underneath, so he's not stuck in any kind of block stun from that. So he doesn't have to deal with the block stun from that, which means that he's free to start moving while there's that gap. That was a huge call out from Izzy. I gotta say, that probably comes with Izzy having experience fighting against Blue Link in his spawn. I know that they're both frogs, they play together. That gap right there, that is not something that you just find on accident. I'm sure that that's something that Izzy has exploited before and matches with other spawn players. See, Blue Link in the chat, he knows. Okay, so this is what K7 was going for before. Big damage off this throw, crushing blow here in the corner. Doesn't even matter that the fire's here, it's out. The fire is gone. And he's going to go in for big damage. Doesn't opt for the interactables, but he's just going to cash out massive numbers here. This is going to easily break 50%, I believe. Oh, yeah. I literally just said that. Keep up, past dream. One more touch is right, but he missed the throw. Oh, that is rough. You know, that's the MK11 classic. You try to close a game out. You see how much health he has. 117, throws to 130. You know he's dead if he can just get the throw. And it happens to the best of us. He tries for the throw. In fact, he likely would have caught the throw. It looked like Izzy wasn't letting go of block there. But just that range, the throw not going to go far enough. And Izzy immediately responds. And he puts K7 down for good. I can